What's up, Primeval PokéDen? We are back at it again. Hit you up with some code today, though. How's everyone doing? Especially get this music turned off. It's known to slow us down, so definitely don't need that. How's everyone doing today? Hanging out, chilling. Today, I don't know what we're gonna do. Happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. I'm a big Star Wars fan. We're actually finishing up Star Wars Rebels today, and then we'll watch Rogue One. um, it is. This is my favorite Star Wars character right now, Ahsoka Tano. And yeah, Star Wars. That's where it's at. That's what it is. I think that's what we'll do today. I didn't pull up the code project for the Pokedex today, just for whatever reason. So kind of just code and see what happens. If you're hanging out with us, give us a shout in the chat. We're happy to hear from you. If you're not, that's fine too. I'm just gonna kind of code as I go. I don't have anything planned. I'm just kind of winging it right now. For Star Wars Day, I have this API pulled up. Hey, what's going on? And so I think we'll just go with making a quick like HTTP request using JavaScript to this endpoint, and we'll figure out how to implement search and things like that. Yeah, I think I'm excited. We'll go ahead and just get started just to get something done, and you know, try to keep it a little bit less than boring. Let me give this an adjust real quick. That's a little bit better. How are you doing though? Over there, Frontier Kitty, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a while. We'll start just by setting this up. Do I even remember how to write any HTML? Oh, what's this? Look at this is cool. I don't have to know how to write HTML, y'all. My ID does it for me. Cool. I'm happy with that. That's cool. Do we have a link to a style sheet? No, not yet. Here's the script. I don't like the way to do this. That's okay though. Let's just do that. Script source is it script.js? Yeah, it is because we're in that same file. Good. What is this async defer? Nice. Good deal. Thanks for chilling here with us. May the 4th be with you. Happy May the 4th. I'm actually going to look some stuff up right now because I don't know what this is, and I want to find some things that I know this is like something about load times, but we'll go over and pull up some docs. Let's do it together. We'll pull up some docs just to see. Let's see, HTML script element, right? Is it an element or a tag? I guess it's a tag. Let's see. I'm not going to use W3 schools. In fact, scroll further down. Always check out the MDN web docs. Cool. So async. What does async do? Are we able to see okay? Here we go. Async. For classic scripts, if the async attribute is present, then the classic script will be fetched in parallel to parsing and evaluated as soon as possible. Cool. Classic script. Okay. So basically, what does defer do? This Boolean attribute is set to indicate to a browser that the script is meant to be executed after the document has been parsed, but before firing DOM content loaded. Okay, so basically we're going to look at the document, but before we fire DOM content loaded, we'll execute the script. Scripts will defer the attribute with. What is this? DOM content loaded. What does that do? Oh, I bet you that has something to do with okay. Cool. I'm gonna copy and steal this code just so that we can use it. That's okay, right? Cool. Whoops. We'll go back to our HTML, and here we'll pull up some. We'll just say it's I'll put an H1 here, and I'll say May the 4th be with you. All right, this should be good. Open it with live server. And I have something, but you can't see it. That's okay. I'll show it to you anyway. Here we go. I'm going to pull it over here. And what? Now you can see. There we go. Hey, I didn't want that. I wanted you to go onto the same window. It's not cooperating. Thank you. Same. Oh, that's fine too. Well, never mind. I liked that side by side. That works for me. Does that work for everybody else? Works for me. Just fine. Cool. Cool. And let's just look. We should have something in the console now, right? I will also tack this to the bottom instead. Cool. Close this. Get rid. Live reload enabled. And do we get anything? We don't get anything yet. Is it because it's not DOM content loaded? On that event, let's see, is that, or are we just not calling it yet? We'll see. We'll figure it out. I'm probably doing something wrong. That's okay though. All right, where are we at now? Cool. We have our HTML set up. Good. And now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start doing like building something to call an API endpoint. There's a few ways we can do this. The way that I'm going to show, how am I going to show? How am I going to do this? I'm just going to do a traditional AJAX request to make an asynchronous HTTP request. So the way I'll do that is we'll set up first a new variable, const equals HTTP, or const HTTP, excuse me, HTTP equals new XML HTTP request. There it is. All right. So basically, this is a built-in JavaScript method. We're going to use it to make an HTTP request so that we can grab something from an endpoint. Next, we'll use a URL. We'll just use a static URL for right now. Equal. I'm going to do this, but then I'm going to go back here to this. I'm using this swappy, which is, and you can find it there at swappy.dev. I'll throw it there in the Twitch chat for y'all. And it should show up for everybody. Swappy.dev. It's a Star Wars API, pronounced Swappy. So we'll just, I don't want to pull up Luke Skywalker. Let's pull up somebody else. Let's try for 4. Who's 4? It's Vader. I want a Space Mom. There she is. That's the API endpoint that we're going to be hitting so that we can return some content to our console. Bam. What was it? /people /5 / bam. Cool. I have Princess Leia on every screen on my computer. Oops. All right. Well, that's good. All right. Cool. And now what? Now we have our the URL that we want to hit, and so we'll say http.open. Am I getting a notification? No. Get out of here. I gotta learn how to put that away, right? HTTP open. So this is the open method. So let's see. So what does the open method do? It takes a string, which is the request method string. So basically, the request method is going to be either get put push. What is it? Put push get put post. Excuse me. Um, Giant brain farts right now. But yeah, anyway, what we're gonna do, we're doing a get request in any case. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Name the method that I'm using, which is the get method, and then I'm going to get what this URL variable, and then I'm going to send that off to. So this is opening the request, and this is sending the request. So what on ready state change function? I just want to call it. How do I just how do this? What does this do? Let's see. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks, kitty. Function equal. I am copying code right now, just to let you know. This is not ready state. If this ready state equal 4, so we need to find out what that is. So I want to find out what this is. These XML requests, XML HTTP requests. Let's pull it up in the MDN docs. This is what it is. I'm glad I did not commit to the Pokédex today because, yeah, right. I guess the question is does every dev go and then understand what they're doing? Okay, so here we go. The good ones do. HTTP. Because this isn't going to do anything if I just put it on the screen. Like, it's not. Handling the server response. Else not. Right? It's not going to post anything. HTTP service. 400. Not until I assign it to send it somewhere, or until I console log. Well, we can just try it. Let's just give it a try. Whatever. This is the status if it's successful. If they're ready, I wonder what ready state is for. That's what I want to know. I want to know what ready state is. Console.log the HTTP response text. I don't think it's going to do anything. No, it does. Look, cool. So, obviously, I don't understand something in here. So, what is it? I'm making the request. It's just as every time the page loads, basically, and it has something to do with this, right? This asynchronous and this defer. So, basically, this script is going to be called when we're done parsing this, but before, what was it? That async. There was a method within that async that finishes something about the DOM, right? And then that's when this is loaded, and then the DOM is fully loaded. Cool. So that's why it's working. But as you can see, now we have, well, now you can't see, but now you can see. Now you can see. Cool. Do I need to speak through that one again? I feel like I do. That was a poor explanation of what was going on, and maybe it was a poor explanation for myself as well. But check it out. We have our response from our API in the console. So this is perfect. Actually, this is exactly what we wanted. But let's go back to the code so that we gain a better understanding of what's going on. So basically, when um, the browser hits this file, right, it starts to parse the HTML. It gets to this line and it starts to read this and it says, okay, well, because of async and defer, there's some magic that's in there. We read the documentation that says, well, I'm going to load this when everything is done loading, but everything is done parsing. Or I'm going to read this file and understand what it's doing when everything is done parsing on the HTML, but not before the DOM is loaded, the document object model. And so this script is then loaded before the DOM is completely finished loading, from what I understand. And then once the DOM is finished loading, this is done. So then all of this can fire off, is my understanding. Let's find out what this is, this ready state. If this ready state, this is what? The HTTP method, the onReady state change. I want to know what ready state is. Ready state. Cool, there it is. Here we go. So this is the HTTP method request. Ready state. 4 is done. If the operation is complete and it's successful, is what it's saying. So there's my Leia. Hi, Space Mom. If the operation is complete and the HTTP status is successful, then we will do that. Not fart. We'll put this stuff in the console. We'll console log the response text. Well, now we want to know what can we do with that response text. Like, we don't just want to console log response text. Like, this is not, like, this isn't an application, right? I mean, it is, because it is an application, but like, it's not done, right? Yeah. We need to get some information on the screen. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just checking something out real quick. That's interesting. It says Leia has no starships to her name, but I would definitely argue that with Swappy. I think that they should change that. Definitely. Anyway. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So here we go. May the fourth be with you. Bam. So now what do we want? We want to figure out like what we want posted to the page, how we want it posted to the page. Ultimately, what are we going to do with this? We're just kind of returning HTTP, or we're just returning this JSON data kind of for no reason right now. I guess I should have figured out like what do we want to do before I went into this, but I didn't do that. So what do we want to do? I don't know. We'll just build a quick page that displays this information. Okay. And we'll say first of all that I just want to get the information onto the page. This static information. So what I'll do is I'm going to semantically start building something out for us. So actually, let's find some good documentation for like a simple let's just Google simple semantic HTML skeleton. This is kind of cool. I don't know what this is, but I like it already. We'll come back to this. Bookmark that stuff. Look at that. The stuff you find when you're doing stuff. Wow, that seems cool. Building HTML with see again skeletons. Semantic HTML structure. Let's see what this is. Well, I know that, right? We have a header, and then what? And then a main, right? And then a footer. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Cool. We'll switch back. So let's go here into the, and we'll make first a header. And then what? Star Wars. Let's just put Star Wars on here. We're not going to do anything for it yet. I'm going to put a main, and then I'm going to put in main an article. And this will kind of be representative of a card. Should I put an article? I don't know. It's kind of the main content area, so that's fine. I'm happy with that as the kind of the descriptor. Obviously this is terrible, right? Because what did I just do? I just put these words inside of this, and that doesn't even make sense. So this, I'm actually going to go with this, right? This is better. That was terrible. Let me explain what change I just made and why I made it. Header is a grouping element. It's not like a header, right? It's not a heading like the H1 tag is. And so the reason that I put that into an H1 tag is I wanted it to be the actual heading. Maybe I might change that as well. We'll see. Because is that important? Maybe not. I don't know. So let's go now. What are we gonna do next? I'm gonna say we want we want to display a few things to the page. What do we want to display? How about name? Okay. Um, interesting. They have links to the different things, but they don't have necessarily like what those things are. Have we noticed that? That's interesting. Did that make sense? Probably not. Let's just go with name, birth year. That's fine. And how does it not have Princess Leia's species? That's so weird. Is it? I wonder. This API is just strange to me. Anyway, of using one tag over the other, an article over a p tag. Yeah, for sure. So like, it just depends on what you're doing, right? Like, so for instance, an article. Let's go. Let's pull up. Let's go to the MDN docs. That's a great question. So, um, I'm just gonna pull up in um, just a generalized kind of HTML documentation. Here. And the reason that I'm doing this is because embedding forms, advanced topics. I don't want to see the advanced topics. Element reference. This is what I wanted to see. So what is it? What's the difference here? So, right, we have different sectioning tools, right? We have our sectioning root, which of course we know is our body, but we also have different content sectioning tools. Address for addresses, article for stuff that's a self-contained composition in a document. And aside is something that's like aside information. But basically, these are for content sectioning. An article would be a content sectioning thing, whereas a p tag is more of like a text content thing, right? Where you're putting the actual text content in the p tag, right? Whereas the p tags are going to be nested into articles and into asides and into sections and things like that. So it kind of forms a hierarchy. It goes into first content sectioning, and then within your content sectioning, you're going to then start text. And I'm assuming there's some sort of, well, there shouldn't. Oh, here we go. Image and multimedia. So So like higher media, things like that. But yeah, good stuff. Good question. Great question. I hope I answered the question. If I didn't answer the question, please tell me no, you need to tell me more. So where are we with this? We have our article, which is fine. We're not doing sections here, so I'm not gonna put any sections yet. What I'll do is we'll just make it a list. I think a list is fine. Eek. There we go. An unordered list. And actually, list item ID equal to name. Does that work? That works. All right, so now what am I going to do? Well, now I'm going to come back over here, and I'm actually going to change this up a little bit. What's the IDE that I'm using? I'm using VS Code. And actually, if you'd like, I can do a run through next week because we're kind of coming back off of a hiatus. I can show you a quick run through of like my setup and kind of my deployment practice if that's something that you're interested in. I find VS Code to be very free. It doesn't cost anything. Free as in obviously, like if it's free, it doesn't cost anything. What I mean by I find it to be free is this is lightweight to your according to your needs, and you can change it and adapt it according to your needs. The thing that I find annoying about other IDs, I'm not going to name names because I think that there's a time and place, right? Because I really do enjoy some of the more Java specialized IDEs, and there's even a Python IDE that I enjoy quite a bit more for Python than I prefer VS Code. But VS Code is good because it's easily adaptable and it's free. But anyway, so let's change this up a little bit, huh? I still want to console log the text. I think that's fine. But instead of doing this, I'm going to get another thing. I'm going to say const. I'm just going to call it name. That's a terrible variable name, probably. Document.get element by ID. And what do we call it? Name. Fine. So what? Name dot is that not gonna work? No, it should work. Const name is void. Did we not get it? Oh. Wait. Do we have to put a how do we get that? How do we get that document to get element by ID? I think I'm doing it right, but it's telling me it's null, bro. Like, or it said void, right? It said void. What does that even mean? Get it, the ID. What if I take the? I bet you it's this. Oh, I think I know what it is, and I think I'm silly. Name spot. Let's just call it the name spot. I think I know what it was. Let's see if I was right. Yeah. Dot enter HTML equal to HTTP dot response text dot Is there a way that I have to go into that? Probably, huh? Oh, look, I got it all there, though. So now I have to figure out, like, how to get the to the specific thing. Can I just do that? I don't think that that's going to work. No, it's undefined. So, that's our next challenge. We did something cool, though. Look, we put that onto the HTML page. Now we have to figure out how to get into thing. And I think that there's a way that we we have to like do parts of the JSON, right? Probably. Um, yeah, I think I was right. So let's see. So what are we going to do now? We're going to come into here, and actually what we're going to do is we're just going to set up a new variable. We're going to say let object equal JSON dot parse. Nope. JSON dot stringify. Yeah, because we're stringifying the JSON, right? Oh no, watch. We can do that. That's right. That was right. JSON dot parse. We're parsing this dot response text. All right, and then we're gonna put this as object dot name spot. Did it work? No. Why didn't it work? Because this is why it didn't work. Because we are going for object dot name. There it is. There's Princess Leia's name, y'all. We did it. I feel pretty accomplished right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So I hope that that's a little bit informative. Is that good? Are we happy with that? I think we're happy with it. Interesting. All right. So what's next? I don't even know. I didn't even think this far forward. I honestly didn't even think we'd make it this far. Amazing. Amazing. Should we make it changeable now? We should make it to where we can just flip through these numbers, I feel. Yeah, I like that. How do we do that though? So let's kind of think about this problem. I just want to be able to go through these numbers. We don't really know who is behind these numbers. We just need to know that we want to press a button, change the number at the end of the URL, and then every time the number changes, um, the name on the screen changes, right? I kind of dig that. Cool, cool. Let's do it. Let's start writing some code instead of just sitting here all day, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is instead of just sitting here all day, the first thing I'm gonna do is within this article. I'm less and less encouraged to call it an article, and here's what I'll tell you. Yeah, we could do something like that. Is that what if that's what you'd like? So interesting. This is that presents a little bit of a not a problem, but that presents this. We need to know how many people there are. We need to know how many API endpoints people hits. So let's figure that out. I'm just gonna go to that endpoint. I mean, I guess we don't need to. We need to figure out a function though. We need to figure out like a function. Ah, but I'm glad we did look though. Look, there is a uh yeah, if we can definitely do something like that. Let's do something like that. Oh wow, and it calls up all the responses too. Okay. Oh goodness. I guess we don't need to know. Oh, we could get that's a lot of work on the front end. Or that's not a lot of work for the thing to call all that data. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We start writing code. Okay, Derek, I like your idea. Marijuana. Um, I'm going to. I'll just use a selector. What's kind of your idea? What do you think you'd like to see out of this selector? Do you want to see a drop down with all of the names? All 82 names, or what? Okay. We can do that. We can do that. What we'll do is we'll do a GET request that makes a call. Um, pulls the count and then gets a list of all the names and appends them to the select. I like your style, man. That's not a bad plan. Let's implement it. So and the less and less I think about this, the less and less I want it to be an article. So instead of running a for loop for each response, what we're gonna do is when we click an option, what we'll do is we're going to make a call, right, on the page load that's going to populate all of these names into the select. That call is just going to grab a couple of things. It's going to grab the count. Does it need to? It doesn't need to grab the count. We're not even going to grab the count. We're just going to grab um, a an array of all of the names. So basically, we're going to go into for each result, get result.name and append the name to the list. I'm talking about the actual creation of each entity instead of manual creating each item in the dropdown. Right, exactly. So what we'll do is we'll tell the JavaScript to make an API call, right, to API.people API people results to this endpoint right here. And then it's going to look in there and it's going to say, okay, cool. So now for each result, I want you to create, I want you to look for what the result.name is and make that the select. Does that make sense? If not, that's cool. Well, like I'll run through it. I'm gonna sloppy code it. Cool, awesome. I'm gonna sloppy code it and see what happens. So, we have this let option. I'm gonna keep all of this, except this. I actually don't want this anymore. No, I'll keep it. I'll just keep it there. Let's put that. Let's make our select right. Um, and ID is going to be choose your character. Dun, 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 dun. All right, cool. If that, and then so I'm not going to this endpoint. I'm going to this endpoint. All right. And so is it what is it? It's console logging all of the characters right now. Um, people. There was one more, right? People results. Save. Is that calling anything? No. Why? Because there's nothing to display. I'm not at anything yet. I'm not. But if I did this, people results 1, no. Oh, it's because it's JSON. What am I doing? This is it. This is as far as I can go with that. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's as far as I can go. Just to people. Just to people, y'all. I don't like that color. Anyway, there it goes. Oh, cool. So now we have all of them. I don't really want all of them. It's kind of a big... No, I guess that's fine. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to deal with it for right now. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. All right, so we're getting the URL, we're hitting the namespace, and then what? Now we need to do a couple things. We need to, for yeah, that's not going to be doing anything anymore. So what is this returning to us now? That's what we need to know. So because we're going to be going into this, we're going to first of all parse that JSON, right? Yeah. So let's parse the JSON. Let's bring this back so we have something to refer to. Well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm going to say let's console.log obj.results, right? That's because that's what we want to see. Bam! That's what it's doing right there. Nice. So it only does it only return 10? Oh, it does it, and then you have to go next. What is this? This is so weird. Okay, so is this people? Look. This API is structured so strange to me. We're just gonna go with the first. That's a little bit, but I think that we can work our way around it. First of all, we're just gonna go with the first 10 names. So let's figure that out first. I think that's a good place to start. For each results, okay. So we're gonna do a for loop. Called it. For x in array JavaScript. So that's the kind of the operation we're looking at. It's a for in, yeah? For in or array iteration, is it a bad idea? We want a console. Oh, here we go. Cool. For const let results equal obj dot results. I think that's where our this is our key right here. This is going to be our key here in just a minute when we get to getting those first 10 names. I think that'll be the key that we need to change, because ultimately that's what I think we need to go to the next page, right? Yeah, people, and then to no, our URL is the key. We need to change our URL, which is kind of weird to me, but whatever. No, it's not that weird. It's not that weird at all. I'm thinking of a solution. We'll just have to wait and see if it works. For const result in results, you see what we did there? So we took our object that we're returning, this JSON that we're returning from our API. We are then taking that JSON and assigning it to a new variable. And now for each result in results, I want to, I'll just console.log and I'll explain the syntax here in just a moment. I'm going to console.log what? Result dot name, right? Yeah. For const property. What if I just console log the result? If I just console log the result, I'll get some good information here. So let's see. Look, just numbers. But what if I console log result.name? 10 undefined names. What happened? Where are we at with this thing? Doesn't work. Okay. I'm doing something wrong. That's okay. We're learning. All right, so I'm console logging something. What am I console logging? Each result. Name, yeah, name isn't defined anymore. You're right. Result isn't defined either. What is result? Result is isn't result like a JavaScript object right now? What if I JSON parse it? Let's see. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll find out. Nope. Doesn't do anything. So I just have numbers. But I think that this is right. Like, I'm onto the right track. I'm counting the results, right? But I'm not doing anything with the output. For each result, okay, for each. Oh, it's because I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying, I'm just like giving it a number. I'm just numbering them right now. I'm not doing anything. What is result? What do I want to do? Let result equal name? No. I don't think so. Right now, I think it's just seeing the entire object, right? Is that correct? Now that's just going to console log the results 10 times. Hmm. Okay. See? I feel like I have this issue a lot. I think that the last time I coded something like this, I had a similar problem. So I need to figure my problem out. Like I need to figure this out. Yeah, right? Wait, did you read that somewhere? No. I was all, whoa, what? Are you speaking Huttese to me right now? Um, right? So now I'm saying for each of the results in result. Oh no! Let's see. Am I doing it wrong? For variable in object description deleted array for n. Why use for n? Why would you do that? I don't know. All right, for so it's going to give us the result dot. Yeah. I think this is going to work. Nope. Oh yeah, it should. I'm just winging it right now. It's happening. Ah, it didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work, but it didn't work. I need to figure out how to get into that thing. Something is happening, but it's not happening the way that I want it to happen. I need to get into that JSON object, so let's figure that out. Hmm. This is annoying me. Oh, it's alright. Let's see. I'm going to type something for each result in API return something. return value. How to make API calls for each value in an array on Code Mentor. I feel like this is the mission now. This is the mission here. We're just gonna try something different. Let's check this out. I apologize, y'all. I'm gonna try something like this. How about? Oops. This shit is poggers. That's freaking hilarious. Results.length, and then we'll just console.log results, and then the index of the results, which would be I at that time. All right, that's much better. We're getting there. Y'all see what? Y'all don't see what I'm looking at all. Let me put it on the top. Oh, I can't. Well, anyway, I'm gonna move myself. How about? Yeah, I'll move the frame, but not myself. Okay. Good. I'm moving myself over here for right now. Now you can see I'm returning each one as a different response. So that's great. That's exactly what we wanted. What if we go even further and say that? Can we do that? Yeah. See? So we did it. We did. We did what we wanted to do, and we isolated the names using a for loop. So I used a for loop instead of a for in at the end of the day. So it I do be pretty. I'm like, all right, this is. But we got it. Check it out. Cool. That's even better. So now instead of console logging the results, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new const up here. Const name select equal document dot get element by ID. We just call it choose your character. I'm gonna call it character select. Sheesh! Did it! I love it. Choose your character. Bam, 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 bam. So obviously it's not gonna do anything yet. But now what are we gonna do? Now we're going to create a new HTML element. Let character equal character select. I think we can do what? Dot append child. we're going to create a new node. We're going to actually create a new node up here. Let option equal document dot create element option. I'll append option to it. And then did I do that right? Let character equal. I don't think I did that right. I want to append that onto. Yeah, I do want to append each option. Equal to I don't think I'm doing this right, but I'm gonna roll with it for right now just to see what happens. Because I can always fix it. And I feel like it's pseudo right, like it's close, but it's not quite. So I'm gonna see what cannot access option before initialization. That's okay. Now what's it say? Options not defined. On that. So I think now I'm simply making a silly mistake. We'll find out what that silly mistake is because option is not defined. I think that this is my silly mistake. Yo! So there's one. It only did the last one though. But we're close. We're closer than we were. Console log results.name, inner HTML equal results.name. We don't want to append it. That's why. Is this unneeded? Let's keep it simpler. What have I done? Just kidding. I want this. And then I'm going to talk through it. So what? I'm gonna take the character slot and append an option to it. Option slot. Oh yeah, all the time. That's why I still code. Because if not, I'd just be depressed all the time. Didn't work, did it? No, it didn't work. That's okay. Still only pushing Obi-Wan. I was only pushing the last one. 4, let that happen. What am I doing wrong? I'm going to do this. I'm going to say create an option, a select list from API. Create a select list from array JavaScript. All right, cool. So what do I want to do? I want to choose a number. So what do I do? What? I need to call it all. I need to do it all down in here. Probably doing something wrong. I knew it. Okay, here we go. I'll keep some of that code, right? I want to go back to this because we had better. There, that's better. So that's the best so far. So what? All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to pull each name out individually. What I'm doing is I'm going to results, the index, dot name, which is going to be whatever the name of the character is. We've already created the option slot, so we don't need to do it again. Option slot dot text content equal to name. Equal to, the value of course is the inner. And now we'll say character select dot append child. Finally, appending the thing to the thing each time. I think that should work. Fingers crossed. If this works, this will be the last problem that we solve today. It's all it's not gonna work. Excuse me. You could probably do it with jQuery. That's fine. Mm-hmm. 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 I wonder if it's because I think it's because of this. Let's see. That would be a scope issue, if this is it. Yeah, scope. We did it. It's done. So are there any JavaScript libraries that aren't so heavy that you could use? Um, yeah, so jQuery is a good one that's not as heavy, that deals specifically with DOM events, and it's pretty nice for HTTP as well. Um, that aren't so heavy. React isn't terrible. I know that sometimes it sounds like I'll sit here and like try to knock React, but I do like to knock React for just like smaller things, smaller applications. Um, Libraries. What are you looking for specifically? What do you want to do? I guess is the question, and then ask yourself. This is the George that said jQuery was really heavy. Yeah, jQuery is. It's got some stuff to it. The thing about jQuery is like I understand why you would use jQuery. You know what I mean? Like it's nice because it's easy to learn, and syntax is a little bit. Is it though? See, ES6. Hmm. I don't know. That aren't so heavy. I guess it just too depends on what you want to do. Oh, this is cool. There's a lot of I just typed in like what are not heavy JavaScript frameworks. This one was one or JavaScript libraries, excuse me. And then two yeah, it was expensive. Okay, and then two like libraries versus frameworks. You know what I mean? So like libraries you're gonna end up using anyway. Frameworks it just depends. This is cool. Like whoa, what's this? This is cool. I would check out this link. This is a cool little link, and I'm not vouching for like the yeah, it is. I feel. Um, Maybe even more so. jQuery solved a good problem for its time. This is cool. I've used Leaflet. Leaflet's fun. Anime.js. And it lets you add animations. But this has some good stuff for layouts and stuff like that too. Anyway, we're coming to the end. We solved a problem that we were hitting our heads against for a little bit. We solved it by correcting our scope. Let's go ahead and just do a quick review on what that issue was. Is I was defining this as unchangeable outside of outside of this function. And so what was happening was it was defining it on the last one, and then that was it. And it said, well, that's the only thing that I'm going to pull because you option slot is not changeable. It's not, and you're not defining it outside or inside this function each time it's firing. You're defining it once, and then so what it'll do is it'll receive the value the last time that this API is called, and then that's all you see. I hope that makes sense. Hey y'all, this was fun, honestly. Thanks for hanging out. Back to coding. I appreciate y'all for chilling with me here in the Primeval Pokemon Den. Definitely be looking forward towards the end of the week, dropping some of that short content videos next week. Oh, Wait, where can't you see what I'm doing? Is my screen like gone? What's going on? Can you see the screen at all? Um, yeah, so we moved it. We just moved the variable. Um, and see how it's a const, and we have to actually define it as a let, or it can't be redefined. Um, anyway, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. Look forward to that content at the end of the week. What we'll do. Oh yeah. Um, no, I wasn't. I was not intending to share the screen, but I'll drop the link there, and then I'll drop the link on Twitter as well, so that you can see it on the Twitch page and on Twitter. Um, yeah. Next time we'll talk about my setup. I'll write some documentation, and post it up on GitHub so that you can see what my setup is, and see if you like it for yourself. Because it's free. I think is the biggest benefit of what I use for my coding setup. So anyway, demons, thanks for hanging out with me here in the den. We'll catch you next time. Monday for the Monday night unwind. We'll be continuing Pokemon Crystal. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys.